Welcome to yet another episode of Let's Talk Tobago. I'm Davia Chambers, and today we are on the southwestern part of the island in the very popular village of Canaan. As usual, it's been an eventful week and we've got all the major stories for you in the next half hour. So stay with us as we bring you all the details. We'll start with the headlines. Chief Secretary Kelvin Charles says Tobago will continue to work towards increasing efficiency. The Tobago House of Assembly is working with the Progressive Democrats, Patriots, to find accommodation for the minority's main office. Contractors of the July-August school repair program have received their checks, and we'll bring you highlights of some recent Tobago House of Assembly achievements. These stories and more when Let's Talk Tobago returns. Stay with us.
Tobago. The Tobago Day Awards 2018 is here. You can nominate an individual or organization that has provided outstanding service to Tobago, its growth and development in any field or sphere. For more information, you can contact the Office of the Chief Secretary at the Calder Hall Administrative Complex. Check our Office of the Chief Secretary Facebook page or visit our website at www.tha.gov.tt and download a Tobago Day Awards nomination form. Nominations close on Friday, 26th October at 4 p.m. It's the Tobago Day Awards 2018. Be a part of it.
In his response to the recently presented budget for fiscal 2019 by Minister of Finance Colm Imbert, Chief Secretary Kelvin Charles has described it as practical, pragmatic and forward-thinking. In an interview, Chief Secretary Charles indicated that he intends to ensure that his administration makes the best use of the $2.229 billion budgetary allocation for Tobago by continuing on the path of maximizing resources and efficiency.
Over the last 20 months or so, we have been, as I like to call it, husbanding our resources, seeking to ensure that we eliminate waste and increase our efficiencies. From where I sit, the outlook is good for us to continue our developmental thrust, particularly in our construction sector, as we seek to ramp up our economic activities so as to continue the progress of the island and to continue the path of growth.
The Tobago House of Assembly has recently set up an investment and a public-private partnership unit within the Division of Finance and the Economy. Chief Secretary Charles says his administration understands the importance of seeking coalition and partnerships, and as such will continue to build the capacity of public-private partnerships to enhance development and growth on the island.
We will continue to collaborate with key stakeholders as we seek to build, as I've always said, coalitions and partnerships, because the vision, as would have been identified, is building Tobago community by community. And so clearly we will continue on that path. If, for example, I refer to the Tobago Tourism Agency, that agency would have put together a 3-year development strategic plan. But it didn't do it alone. It involved the key stakeholders in the tourism sector.
Canaan is primarily a residential area and is part of the developing Canaan-Bunnacord region of Tobago. The village benefits from the close proximity to the airport and the main access of Milford Road, which connects to the capital, Scarborough. So local contractors are proving that they can get jobs done in a timely and professional manner. This was evident from this year's school repairs program, where all contractors met the time frame and standards set by the Division of Education, Innovation and Energy. They were praised for their diligence at a recent check distribution ceremony. Omodara Mills has more.
All 83 repair projects on 45 schools in Tobago were completed in time for the beginning of the new school year. The school repairs program projects were all done by local contractors. The works included the addition of a room at the Happy Haven School and repainting of the Hope Anglican Primary School. The contractors received their checks recently, and they were complimented for the quality of their work.
Yes, I must say that the contractors would have executed the work of high standards. satisfy our requirements as the project team and also by extension the division. And I think that they would have worked assiduously in meeting our time frame. And we really thank them for their hard effort, because without them we know it would not have been possible. So we look forward to working with them, in the future.
One of the 40 local contractors is Keith O'Neill, a director of Cabana Construction Limited. He's pleased that his company completed the annex at the Happy Haven School on time.
I feel good about it because we had some challenges in the beginning with the rain, and then we had a short time to do it, but the men came out and we worked diligently to complete the job.
Some contractors finished their projects before the 3-week deadline. One such company is ODN Holdings Limited. Its workers completed the repainting job at the Hope Anglican Primary School in half the time. Managing Director of the company, Demi-John Cruikshank, is pleased that the contractors didn't have to wait long to be paid by the Division of Education, Innovation and Energy.
Within 21 days of completion of the job to 30 days is more than reasonable. So I want to commend especially the Division of Education for paying the contractors on time. We would have called for this, and I think they're talking the talk, and I want to commend the Chief Secretary and the Administrator of the Division of Education for paying us contractors on time.
Contractors worked on both primary and secondary schools. Projects included repainting, electrical and plumbing repairs, and minor construction works. Chief Secretary Kelvin Charles says using local contractors will benefit the sector.
We ought to provide opportunities for a number of our contractors, especially the smaller ones, to gain the necessary experience so that they can grow. Because one of the things that we would want to have happen over time is that the majority of the projects, construction projects that will be taking place in Tobago, we would want to see you guys being the one afforded the contracts.
The school repairs program is expected to continue. This will ensure that teachers and students have a safe environment that's favorable for learning at all of the island's schools. I'm Amadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
The village boasts of many urban amenities, like having one of the largest supermarket chains in Tobago, electronic banking outlets, car dealerships, popular street food, fast food and restaurant dining options, and a number of convenient shopping stores. We move now from the southwest to the Scarborough Library facility, where Tobago Library Services is making sure its staff members have adequate training to function effectively in all facets of their jobs, including intellectual property. Crystal George has more.
Libraries provide the public with access to books, audio and video and other research materials. So they've got an important role in ensuring the intellectual property rights of authors and other producers of learning materials are upheld. Intellectual property includes intangible creation of human intellect, like trade secrets, publicity rights, moral rights, and rights against unfair competition. The Tobago Library Services is ensuring its staff has the knowledge to protect these rights. The librarians attended a recent workshop on the intellectual property at the Scarborough Library facility.
This is an introductory workshop on intellectual property, where we hope to expand and to edify the members of the library profession on how important it is to be aware of what their rights are as it relates to intellectual property, and basically disseminating this information to our population, namely Trinidad and Tobago.
There are 4 types of intellectual property: trade secrets, trademarks, copyrights, and patents. Ideas that aren't recorded via some physical medium aren't considered intellectual property.
You can't steal ideas, because technically ideas are stuff that sits in your head. It's an abstraction. Now, for something to happen, that idea has to come out of your head. So you've got to, that poem you're thinking about, you've got to actually write it down. That song you're thinking about singing, you actually got to sing it, or perform the dance, or build the invention. You've got to make it tangible.
Having this knowledge will make a big difference in how librarians deal with intellectual property issues daily.
We have to be familiar
and make the patrons aware of what intellectual property means to an artist or an author. And because students are, not everybody could buy a book. Not everybody could, afford the luxury of new things. So therefore, photocopying and, we need to know what's happening and what are our rights and what we can and cannot do in the library.
This is the first workshop on intellectual property held in Tobago. I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
The word Canaan is a reference to the biblical region surrounding Israel in the Middle East. Canaan is a major commercial hub in Tobago. It's also one of the main routes leading to the Crown Point community and the famous Pigeon Point Beach. Now, the Minority Council of the Tobago House of Assembly does not currently have an office space. During the last plenary sitting of the House, it was revealed that the Minority Council rejected the initial proposed space. Both the minority and the THA are continuing to work together to find a suitable and affordable location. Here's this story.
In his discourse in the House, Chief Secretary Charles quoted from a letter dated April 3, 2017, submitted by Minority Leader Watson Duke to Chief Administrator Ray Sandy, where Mr. Duke clearly indicated his rejection of the proposed office location on the second floor of the Agricultural Development Bank building, Scarborough, and the reasons for doing so. Among the reasons outlined by Minority Leader Duke were the following.
The ADB building is outside the main pedestrian traffic of Scarborough. This inaccessibility is compounded by being the only Tobago House of Assembly building that requires an onerous trip to the highest end of Scarborough to the incline on which the building was constructed. 2, claustrophobia, which is the fear of enclosed spaces. Elevators are new to Tobago. This is what he said in his letter. At present, there are only a few members of the public who would have cause to use one. Regular use might have minimized the unfamiliarity and lessen the fear of using it. In addition, our research, and I'm quoting here, still, the minority leader's response, that there is a significant number of individuals in Tobago, both abled and disabled, who are indeed claustrophobic.
Chief Secretary Charles went on to outline that approximately 7 other building options were explored, but were either rejected by the minority or the THA for being unsuitable or unavailable. However, he indicated that another option agreed to by the minority is currently under consideration.
The Chief Administrator has advised that a building deemed suitable by the minority leader, located on Main Street, Scarborough, is currently under consideration. I am further advised that the owner of the property is out of the country and should be returning shortly in a matter of days. Discussions will take place, and if the building is found suitable and the rental requested is in the range approved by the Valuations Division, a recommendation will be made for the consideration of the Executive Council on this matter.
He said every effort has been made to provide an adequate office space for the minority office. I'm Patricia Nicholson for Let's Talk Tobago.
One young woman is making a huge difference in the area of fibroid awareness. We'll tell you more after this break. Stay with us. Let's Talk Tobago. We'll be right back.
Tobago. The Tobago Day Awards 2018 is here. You can nominate an individual or organization that has provided outstanding service to Tobago, its growth and development in any field or sphere. For more information, you can contact the Office of the Chief Secretary at the Calder Hall Administrative Complex. Check our Office of the Chief Secretary Facebook page or visit our website at www.tha.gov.tt and download a Tobago Day Awards nomination form. Nominations close on Friday, 26th October at 4 p.m. It's the Tobago Day Awards 2018. Be a part of it.
World Food Day 2018 is on. Join us in October for a month long of activities, including school poster competition, a walk against world hunger, agricultural seminars, and open days at selected agricultural stations. On October 17th, we head to the parade grounds at Bacalet for our grand exhibition. Come, View our livestock and wildlife displays, visit our farmers market, partake in our ornamental and seedling sales, local food, drinks, and much more. Stay tuned for more details on each activity. And remember, our actions are our future. A hashtag Zero Hunger World by 2030 is possible.
The community has chosen a very conspicuous spot to pay tribute to some of its most outstanding residents, past and present. This mural is covered with the achievements of community leaders and other stalwarts on the outside wall of the recently renovated community park. Now, women's health has been a major topic in recent times, and many concerns dominate the public agenda. However, the issue of fibroids does not share the same public awareness, which is why the launch of Fibroid Awareness Trinidad and Tobago is a positive initiative that will educate and benefit women. Here's more.
Many women never even know that they're affected by fibroids. Some can be impacted by these muscular tumors on the lining of the uterus, yet go undiagnosed for years. Newly launched NGO Fibroid Awareness Trinidad and Tobago is trying to change this with its signature initiative, the Confidence Project. The project is aimed at educating the public, especially women, about the prevention and treatment of this condition.
What you will be supporting is something I coined called the AOA model, which is awareness, outreach and advocacy. Awareness using all forms of media. Outreach, where we want to give financial support for women who may not be able to afford ultrasounds. And of course, there is advocacy. I just mentioned, by slip of the tongue, Fibroid Awareness Month. Nothing like that exists in Trinidad and Tobago, and I think based on the statistics, it is more than needed, more than necessary.
The issue is a personal one for Mrs. Nancy Archer, who struggled with the condition for years as a teen before being diagnosed. She's now on a mission to provide support for other women who have had similar experiences.
Helplessness is one of the feelings that you can experience. When I say helplessness, your helplessness is tied to being a victim of your own body. It can feel like that. Dealing with unimaginable pain, with unimaginable and uncontrolled bleeding, you can really feel as if you're walking through what we call endurance trauma in our profession.
Fibroid Awareness Trinidad and Tobago will offer bi-monthly support meetings for girls and women. The organization is also planning school and community outreach programs with the intention of expanding its work to Trinidad. According to one official, men also have a role to play in the fight against fibroids.
Now, in this conversation, there's a role for men. As Minister responsible for gender affairs, people think that my primary responsibility is to advocate for women. But I see more than that, but to advocate for men, women, boys, and girls. Because if we have to address an issue affecting our women, we need to have our men in the conversation.
The Confidence Project is preparing for a major reproductive health conference in May 2019. I'm Kern De Freitas for Let's Talk Tobago.
Canaan has produced outstanding personalities in many areas, including sport. It's the birthplace of former standout Manchester United striker and Trinidad and Tobago football international Dwight York. Staying with the theme of sport, the island is showing that sport tourism is a viable niche. There's no better way to do so than the Tobago International Cycling Classic. This story from Crystal George.
5 days. 5 grueling international events and almost 120 cyclists from 25 countries. Of course, that could only mean one thing: the return of the Tobago International Cycling Classic. Now in its 32nd year, the Classic gives local and international cyclists the opportunity to enjoy racing and also to experience the sights and songs that make Tobago unique.
We at the Tobago House of Assembly as well see the importance of this cycling classic in Tobago and continue to sponsor regardless of the reduction of the resources that we have. This event actually sits well with our sports tourism niche, and therefore it means that to have persons from 25 countries, have over 200 participants, it means beds, it means meals, it means transportation, and it means something important for us here at the Division of Tourism, Culture and Transportation.
The National Lottery Control Board, the main sponsor for the event, believes the classic represents what Tobago is all about.
NLCB is very much in support of the community, and this event falls squarely within our sponsorship pillar for sports. And as we continue to partner with organizations and events that promote awareness, this keen competitiveness, and also a holistic, overall holistic development, it's really, we really see the Tobago International Cycling Classic as an event that mirrors this and also plays a pivotal role in sports tourism.
These cycling enthusiasts are happy for the chance to race in this international recognized event.
No, this is my third year in Tobago doing the classics. I just find cycling is the best sport I've ever done.
I'm cycling all my life, and it will be a great experience to race here in Tobago.
Routes for the classic include the Mount Irving Buku Junction, Bethel Orange Hill, the Market Square, and the Plymouth Village. The main event is the Tour of Tobago, with international cyclists battling for valuable World Cup points. I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
We've got to take a break, but coming up, the Tobago House of Assembly and its achievements. Stay with us.
Beatrice, when you come out from behind the bush and jump me, give me a heart attack. Girl, we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Tobago Brew Food Festival, and they're having a cultural fusion weekend from the 19th of October. Yes, I am one of the judges, and I'm going to prepare for the cooking competition, Cooking Blue or Decorated in Blue, on the Friday. And the Saturday is the Curry Duck River Lime, girl. You feel me now read the flyer? Look, me get the flyer right here. Get it and put it in your mailbox. Because Sunday, when they blew the sheen and rain supreme, they might make ice cream, they might make cake, they might make all kind of thing with the dasheen. You see that it's starting from 9? Yes, I know, look it right in my cup right there, from 9 to 7. So you go where you was when we and leave me? Yes, Beatrice. You was... You had to hurry up now because I done late.
Canaan is one of the most popular communities for visitor accommodations. Whether you travel by sea or air, you won't have a long road trip before you check in, and it's the perfect starting point for your next island adventure in Tobago. Now it's time to hear about some of the recent achievements of the Tobago House of Assembly. Have a look.
The THA made a savings of $3 million with the construction of the Lambo River Bridge. Originally estimated at $18.6 million, the bridge was completed way under budget at the time of its opening. In the field of education, the THA and UTT are partnering to provide certificates, diplomas, and bachelor degrees in agriculture, marine sciences, and civil engineering. These courses will be held at the Kendall Farm School, Buku Integrated Complex, and the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute, respectively. Further strides in education were made with the commissioning of the $85 million Scarborough RC School. Located in Smithfield, the school boasts of a 3-story classroom block which can accommodate as many as 750 students, an elevator, library, science lab, computer room, music room, and other amenities which make it the first primary school of its kind on the island. And to facilitate the increase in traffic associated with the new school, there was a simultaneous commissioning of the new Smithfield Connector Road. Another first for the island was the installation of the $1.1 million Advanced Traffic Controller System at the 5 intersections along the Claude Noel Highway from Signal Hill to Calder Hall. The system features a touchscreen user interface, cameras, and a data collection server, allowing for smoother flow of vehicular and pedestrian traffic. In agriculture, the sector received a boost as URP and CPAP workers received training to help boost the sector's growth. Training was given in the areas of crop production, livestock, agro-processing, value chain development, along with crop selection for short, medium, and long-term production. Tobago East gets ready to welcome some major governmental services with the soon-to-be-opened Roxborough Administrative Complex. The $38 million 2-story building will afford residents access to immigration, TT Post, Elections and Boundaries Commission, and Inland Revenue. It was also a big year for health, as the current administration appointed its first TRHA board, headed by Attorney-at-Law Ingrid Melville. Teaming up with the Division of Health, Wellness and Family Development, several MOUs have since been signed. The pair partnered with the Family Planning Association on Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights, as well as with the Children's Authority on Child Protection. The Division of Health also signed an MOU with the Trinbago Progressive Association of the USA on ways to improve the health sector. Another crucial MOU was signed, this time between the THA and the China Railway Construction Caribbean Company Limited. This allows for knowledge transfer for those in the engineering sector attached to the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and the Environment. But that was not the only China-related news. The Tourism Secretary's visit to the World Tourism Cities Federation Summit, WTCF, in the Asian nation, saw Tobago gaining membership into the WTCF. The organization facilitates exchanges and cooperation among members, which help to promote tourism products and resources of members. They also contribute to the development and prosperity of the global tourism industry. This administration is committed to building Tobago community by community.
It's now time to have Your Say, the segment of our program where we hear from you, the viewers. Let's take a look at who had their say this week.
Alright, so we're here with Miss Jordan right now. So we're here with Bruce right now. So we're here with Brent right now. We're asking Mr. Philip. And we're asking about Winchester. I can't talk with that.
I think cycling is is a growing thing for Tobago, because why? It brings a lot of foreigners to the island. You know, it open up a lot of youth eyes, you know, for upcoming riders to come for Tobago. So I think it's really growing.
It is growing.
Yeah, it go a lot.
Yeah, I think cycling is growing in Tobago. For the past 10 or 5 years, it's been growing small by small. But it's a nice thing.
I see cycling as something that could turn into a really big event in Tobago, because Tobago has so many dynamics. Unlike Trinidad, you know, we have the ocean, we have the tourism, and we can combine so much more having cycling in Tobago. And a lot more cycling in Tobago, and you've seen it with the Tobago Cycling Classic. Every year it grows. Every year we have more participants, more cyclists. We have more teams coming on board.
Honestly, I don't find they're doing enough to make it a green sport, I should say. But yeah, I've seen a little bit more people cycling from before. I mean, based on when I was going to school to now. So if they put more things in place, I believe it will grow more.
Yeah, a lot of the young ones from Tobago, they are getting interested in the sports of cycling, which I think is a very good thing.
Yes, I definitely believe so. And the Tobago International Cycling Classic has been a really ideal event, you know, towards the development of cycling in Tobago and in Trinidad and Tobago.
We close another edition of Let's Talk Tobago, and as always, we thank you for watching. Please email us with your comments or queries about the program, and be sure to visit our website, like our Office of the Chief Secretary Facebook page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. From our house to yours, I'm Davia Chambers, along with the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly, wishing you a safe and very productive week. We leave you with a montage of the THTI's Wine and Cheese events.